Hi, I'm your host, Jennifer Bardot, and we are here to talk about grit today. And what does grit stand for? Growth, resilience, intentional tenacity, and it can be taught, which leads me to introducing our first guest, Dr. Tiffany Slater, and she is a contributing author in Intention, which is soon to launch this July. So Dr. Tiffany, can you tell me a little about who you are?
Yes. So, first of all, thank you so much for having me, Jennifer. This is awesome. I am Dr. Tiffany Slater, as you said. I am the CEO and Senior Human Resources Consultant for HR TailorMade. And I'm a mom, I'm a wife, a daughter of aging parents, and I have tons of friends. And I am soon to be an author.
Yay! And as we are talking about what that's like to be an author, can you kind of give us a Cliff Note version of what your chapter is looking like?
Yeah. So, first of all, I'm really excited about my chapter because as I wrote it, I learned so much about myself. And it just really makes me excited to share it with the world. And just briefly, it's about me being more intentional about my faith and how that changed my life.
I love that. And as you think about the readers, what impact are you envisioning this is going to have on them?
I'm hoping that the readers will take a step back and allow faith to be bigger than fear. That is what I hope. And I also hope that people that are believers really do look at it as, oh, wow. So if I really put my faith and trust in my God, then things can be different for me. I hope that that's what people take away from it because it certainly for me has changed my life.
I love that. And one of the quotes that I always lean on is reflection is a powerful tool. So as you reflect on that journey, this intensive writing,
Yeah.
what are you gaining from that process?
I'm gaining clarity. And a lot of times we can fall back on patting ourselves on the back and forgetting that we didn't do anything alone. So this chapter really has allowed me to go deeper in my faith and has allowed me to say, you know what? I can do things that are scary. I can do things that are hard. And I can still come out on the other side feeling better and being in a better position than I was when I started.
I love that. And doing things hard, you do that every day as an entrepreneur. So tell me a little bit more about your work and what you do.
Yeah, so
Business.
HR TailorMade is the human resources department for small businesses. And a lot of people are like, okay, so what does that mean? So essentially, we serve as their HR department. Whatever you get in an HR department for a small business, for a big business, that's what we do for small businesses. We create employee handbooks, administer benefits, do their onboarding processes, help them develop performance management processes, update employee records. So again, everything that you get with a large organization, you get with HR TailorMade. And we do it for small organizations and nonprofit organizations as well. We're a virtual team. I have team members that are across the U.S., and we support organizations that are across the U.S.
That's phenomenal. So it sounds like you're truly intentional about supporting the businesses in your community.
Yes.
Not only here locally, but nationally as well.
Yeah, and quite frankly, my commitment is more towards helping individuals experience joyful work. As individuals will read in my section, I got to this point in my life of being an entrepreneur out of the fact that I completely lost my enjoyment. I did not enjoy what I was doing at work anymore, working for someone else anymore. And when I told my husband I was quitting, he was like, okay, like, oh my gosh. But the thought of even applying to work somewhere else literally turned my stomach. And that was the first time I had ever experienced that before. So I really felt like I didn't have a choice.
Right.
So that again is what I really want people to take away from this chapter too. Like, you can do hard things. You can do them and you will land on your feet. It may not be easy, but I tell you what, I'd rather stand in the bread line than continue to do what I was doing before.
That right there is so inspiring. And it just shows utter fearlessness. And that's what grit is all about.
Yeah.
Long-term goal, and you're doing it. You didn't lead with fear.
Yeah.
You just led with listening to what made sense for you and going and making it happen. That's inspiring. So if there was someone that you could share a tip of advice or some guidance that is going through some difficult challenges and struggles and feeling that light bulb moment is what I call it, that inner compass, directing them a different way, what advice would that be?
I think my advice would be to do it scared. Do it scared. I mean, if we think about the totality of our lives, there is likely something that we've done in our past that was far more scary than what it is we're facing right now. And so every time I get nervous about something or something feels impossible, I literally remind myself, I will talk to myself and say, girl, you have done harder things. You had 3 babies, well, 2 babies, raised my nephew, while getting a Ph.D. and my husband was a full-time girls basketball coach. So there is not many things that I can look at and say, oh my God, I could never do that. You can.
Yeah.
Harder things.
You can and you will, and there's no excuses. And I love that. I think that mindfulness and that self-talk and those affirmations is just really essential to flip the script.
Yes.
And to feel empowered. So that's inspiring. Is there anything else you'd like to share about your chapter or this experience of being a part of Grit?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Being a part of Grit has been like a hug. You know, it's like being in a room full of women that want you to be successful. And kudos to you for being courageous and stepping out there and creating this space and this opportunity for so many women that may have never even considered being an author. I've considered it, but you made it possible. So thank you for that.
And thank you for that. That was unsolicited. I appreciate it. I was sharing earlier with the crew here that I actually have dyslexia. So owning my disability has really allowed me to flourish and helping, carry people along that journey to show them that they can and that they're enough has just built me up. And that's been my path of joy. And what you had talked about is what your business is for you.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I love that. I love that. And that is you doing it scared.
Exactly.
Yeah, love it. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's been a pleasure to get to know you and hear more about your story and your business and who you are to your core. So thank you for being here today on Grit. And I can't wait to read your story.
Me either. Thank you.